Good morning. I'm Larry Rybka, the CEO of the Valmark Financial Group, and I have Callahan, our company's president and chief operating officer, here with me today. And we're going to talk about where we are at the midpoint of 2022, look back at some of the results, and also look forward to the future. Well, Caleb, we really can't start a discussion like this without discussing somewhat market volatility. It was a great year last year.
Little rough start
Yeah,
to 22.
but our portfolios are holding up well compared to broad market indices, and we've got some interesting products that will help our firms in this market volatility. Why don't we just briefly talk about some of our key accomplishments?
Yeah, I mean, for us, it starts with our staff. We have a great team, and we won Top Place to Work for third year in a row, so that was exciting. We also had 7 new firms join us, which was a big accomplishment. We've continued to onboard interns. We've had 25 interns in the past 12 months join the company. That's a huge part of our long-term organic growth strategy. And then a big thing was the launching of an advanced markets division, which you had a big role in. Maybe talk about that for a minute.
With Michael Amoya. Michael Amoya has been a great friend for quite a while, and I've watched him at various meetings. And bringing Michael on our team really helps us with our largest life insurance opportunities. So as you think about these things, they're all things that we can control. We can't control markets. We can't control other things, but these are all things that show an investment in the future. Well, how about year-to-date for 2022? Where are we?
We are ahead of last year's pace, which it was a record year. We're 4% ahead of that. So despite the markets, we're on pace, which means our member firms are doing even better than they were last year. That's the main measure of success. Our variable life insurance sales, despite how the equity markets have done, are actually up 20%. It's a great product because you have equity upside, but the guarantees. So in tough markets, it's a really attractive solution. And then even though the portfolio values are down through the first 6 months, the net flows into the assets under management are actually up 40% year to date. And then the last thing is our policy management company is up 60% in terms of the number of policies that we've managed. And now we have over 20 firms with 50 policies being managed. So that continues to grow.
You know, Caleb, that points out, again, we're focusing on the things that we can control. It's working with clients and keeping dollars in portfolios, bringing new dollars in, and just continuing to build for the future. You know, when we look at VUL sales up 20% this year, people say, well, boy, markets are choppy. Does variable still make sense? And it really is a long-term buy. People don't buy any fixed insurance product for a 1, 5, 10, or even 20-year period. And it still makes sense and is still the product that I think has the brightest future. Let's turn, one of our most important metrics is what our firms say about us. And we've now just got back in results for our firm's satisfaction. And this year we had, I think, close to 300 responses, which is a very high participation. And 97% of our firms either rated us good or excellent. And if you look at some of these specific ratings for areas like compliance or like underwriting or business processing or licensing, I think this speaks volumes about how we help our firms get business done. Well, Caleb, I'm pretty excited as we approach 60 years next year just to see the tremendous growth of Valmark Financial. And we've got a graphic here showing really our growth since we launched the broker-dealers and registered investment advisor in 1996. And you can see just exponential growth, but also a real diversification of our revenues. Life insurance has grown, but asset management has become our largest business line. It's also spun off a number of other businesses.
Yeah, I think the heroes of that story are the member firms. Just shows the resilience over 30 years since we formed the BD of just diversifying the business and growing and adapting. Just an incredible job among the member firms.
Well, as we look forward to the balance of 2022, what are some things that you see as important initiatives that we are putting in place?
I just mentioned the member firms, and everything starts and ends with our customers. So we're going to continue to invite firms in on an invitation basis. So we don't grow. It's not about a quantity, about 10 firms a year, private invitation that fit the culture and values. And so that will be the number one thing we focus on in the year ahead. And then a lot of stuff is internal services we provide to them. So we're expanding our Right Fit staffing solutions, which is helping our member firms hire people. That's a tough market right now, so we put a lot of energy into helping them find people when they need them. Continuing to invest in technology. If coming through COVID, remote, streamlined, efficient workflows have been huge, and we're going to continue to pour back.
Both on the insurance and investment side.
Absolutely. We're going to continue to pour money back in, expanding the investment platform. We've taken that technology and we've been able to really think of things more as a platform than a portfolio service. And so there's a number of things in the whole experience of the platform that we're excited to continue to make progress with the customers. And then the last thing is, begin with the member firms, end with the member firms, are helping the firms plan for succession and think about, what's next for them, whether that's an internal successor, whether that's another member firm, and really helping formalize that. A lot of people talk about it, but being able to formalize it, document it, fund it, those type of things is a big initiative for us.
Well, all these things pay off in the long term. People say, boy, 24 interns, why are you doing that? It's because we're building a bench for our own internal teams, but also helping our firms do that as well. Well, those are some exciting things that we have planned for the balance of this year, but it's also just a great time to look back at some important milestones. Next year, in 2023, we'll be celebrating our company's 60th year. I'm celebrating my 35th year. I can't believe it's gone so fast. You're celebrating your 18th year with the company. Another important milestone for us is 2022 represents the 20th anniversary of when we started TOPS, the optimized portfolio system, our all ETF portfolios that have really been an engine for growth, not only on the asset management side, but with our partner carriers. So those are some pretty exciting anniversaries. Well, we passed an important milestone last year that we'd like to share. And several years ago, we created something called the Valmark Global Gift Fund, where we share a portion of our profits with charities that are important to our member firms. And last year, we put in $1 million for the first time into the Valmark Global Gift Fund. And it's really amazing, some of these incredible charities. I know there's 2 initiatives right now helping Ukrainian refugees who want to come to the United States. Caleb, what else would you like to say about Global Gift?
I mean, to me, this is when we talk about our purpose to bring the golden rule to life. This is one of the primary ways we do that. And I love it. And you get the credit. This was your idea. We formed this almost 20 years ago. And today, to be able to have given over $6.5 million to 300 different organizations around the world is awesome. And the fact that our customers are the ones who are nominating those charities, they're personally involved with their own time, with their own money. I mean, that's what really makes it feel like this is substantive and we're working together to do this. So I love it. Probably my favorite part of what we do.
Yep. Well, that kind of wraps up our mid-year recap, and we're excited as we proceed into the second half of 2022.